Mini episode 1605 of the FDH Lounge is brought to you by Sportsology, delivering unconventional columns and webcasts about sports, TV, music, movies, and more. Follow them on the web at sportsology.com.
The FDH Lounge. You'll want to schedule your life around it.
A long time ago, on a gloomy, wet Cleveland spring night, two men stand alone amidst the late-night drizzle. Their voices echo across the vacant station parking lot as they debate the merits of the great American radio show that have been missing for far too long. On that night, an idea was born. That idea became the FDH Lounge. Welcome to the FDH Lounge.
Welcome to mini episode 1605 of the FDH Lounge. This is FDH Managing Partner Rick Morris here with our preview of Succession episode 4.3. Here's our top 5 notes of interest heading into the third episode of this final season. Number 5, Connor's plans get upended in the wake of his manic wish list to his bride-to-be about a wedding at the Statue of Liberty, fireworks, and bum fights. Who knew? Willa's cold feet may have predated Connor's most recent goofiness, but regardless, the marriage that many of us in the audience took for granted actually happening now may not. Either way, developments will probably be at the margins of the main plot, but the wedding, or non-wedding, will serve as an interesting backdrop for other events. It's the story of Connor's life. Number 4, Tom sabotages Shiv's divorce wish. Presumably, Tom's trying to buy time in order to get to a better place with his estranged wife, or maybe he's taking after Logan and just trying to get a much better deal in a divorce. Either way, he and Shiv are not nearly done torturing each other yet. Number 3, episode 4.2 showcased one of the program's most underrated strengths, the complexity of different Roy family motivations. Roman's been keeping an active back channel to Logan, which undermines his siblings a bit, but he's also the most clear-minded about how a fanatical crusade against the old man hurts all of their interests. Kendall knows that pushing Matsson for more money will blow up the deal, but he's willing to do it anyway, even while not disclosing his information, because he knows that they overpaid for Pierce, which is a good motivation, and to stick it to Logan, which accomplishes nothing. Shiv also wants to push Matsson for more money, not caring if it blows up the Pierce deal, because she too knows that they overpaid. Sometimes the siblings have the right ideas and motivations, sometimes not, but sometimes things don't work out when they're trying to do the right thing, and sometimes things work out even when they're not trying to do the right thing. This shows the complexity of life that lesser shows fail to capture. Number 2, Carrie's arc may well have peaked in the season opener. Fresh off of asserting her status as Logan's barely camouflaged concubine, Carrie flew too close to the sun by trying to leverage her way in as an ATN news anchor. The problem is that she didn't measure up, and unfortunately for her, Logan takes the effectiveness of ATN more seriously than ever before. This led to Greg's flailing efforts to dissuade her on Tom's orders. Carrie probably got back in line with Logan. She did take note of Kendall's veiled threat about Logan's capacity for loyalty, but she'll definitely be looking to get revenge on Greg at some point, and that will be incredible. Number 1, as a potentially all-time great program in the midst of a defining final season, the program faces a critical challenge this week. This last point is one that would only be made about a show aspiring to all-time greatness because lesser programs don't worry about matters like this one. Here's what we mean. If the Matsson deal falls through and we revert to a status quo with the Roy kids still linked to their father and Waystar Royco, then the program will have gone back on the massive change promised by the earth-shattering climax to Season 3. Granted, the event will still have brought Tom and Shiv's marriage to the brink and simultaneously brought the siblings closer together than ever, but even that development is fraying. If we return to a status quo ante that the Season 3 finale shockingly blew up, there will still be great excitement ahead, but the audience may lose faith that every big development has significant and lasting ramifications. If the writers are going to blow up the Matsson deal, then they have to do so in a way that doesn't compromise the stakes that were promised. Thank you for joining us for this mini episode of the FDH Lounge.